A barely perceptible shift, something invisible to the naked eye, changed everything. At the 2017 ANA Inspiration, Lexi Thompson was cruising toward victory, leading after 54 holes and looking untouchable. Then, in one surreal twist, it all collapsed. On Saturday, during a simple mark lift replace routine on the 17th green, something so automatic it's pure muscle memory, her ball was replaced just a hair off its original spot. Nobody saw it, not her, not the officials, not the fans. But 24 hours later, that tiny movement detonated her lead. On Sunday, with 6 holes left, she went from 2 ahead to 2 behind in minutes. 4 penalty strokes, retroactively added, not for intent, not for advantage, but for something invisible until a camera froze time. The moment flipped everything. For a player trained to control the controllables, she was suddenly undone by the one thing she couldn't, a technicality. In an instant, the ground shifted beneath her feet. It came from a TV viewer watching the broadcast at home, who emailed officials after noticing the minuscule shift in Lexi's ball position. That message set off a chain reaction that would shake the entire sport. Midway through Sunday's round, Lexi was told of the 4-stroke penalty, 2 for the incorrect ball placement, 2 more for signing an incorrect scorecard. Suddenly, every swing felt heavier. The gallery buzzed. Commentators scrambled, and Lexi, caught between disbelief and composure, had to keep going. She was furious, heartbroken, and confused, but she didn't fold. Instead, she steadied herself, fought back, and somehow clawed her way into a playoff. Think about that. After being blindsided mid-round by a ruling from a stranger's email, she still found enough fight to tie for the lead. That's not just resilience, it's defiance. But this moment became more than a personal heartbreak. It sparked a reckoning in golf itself. Could technology and viewer intervention really override human judgment? Days later, Lexi's heartbreak exposed a flaw so glaring that the rules of golf would soon be rewritten because of it. It came from a fan watching at home, someone who paused, rewound, zoomed in, and sent an email that would alter the course of a major championship. A golf tournament changed because one viewer hit play and said, "Wait a second." During Sunday's round, officials reviewed the footage frame by frame, deliberated, and applied the rules exactly as written. Then mid-round they informed Lexi that something seen on Saturday meant for penalty strokes. Her reaction said everything. She thought it was a joke. She hadn't tried to gain an advantage. It was a small, human mistake. That became the heart of the debate. If a microscopic misplacement is visible only in slow motion, should it be treated the same as a clear violation seen in real time? Do players under the cameras face harsher judgment than those who aren't televised? And how precise can we expect someone to be when relying on the naked eye? The backlash was immediate and powerful. Within weeks, golf's governing bodies changed the rules, introducing the reasonable judgment and naked eye standards to prevent video-only penalties, and tours permanently banned viewer call-ins. The process that blindsided Lexi would never blindside another player again. Now, coming back to that Sunday playoff, how did it end? After the shock and the ruling, Lexi still found birdies, steadied her hands, and dragged the tournament back to even. One extra hole later, the trophy slipped away. But what stuck wasn't a collapse, it was the image of a player who refused to fold. That resilience became the through line for everything that followed. The next few seasons weren't a straight climb, but her name stayed on leaderboards. There were wins, heartbreaks, and constant evolution. When the pressure built late on Sundays, you could tell she'd done the work. And the answer to whether she could still close? Absolutely. In November 2018, she won the CME Group Tour Championship, marking her 6th straight season with at least one victory, the longest active streak on the LPGA at the time. A few months later, at the 2019 ShopRite LPGA Classic, she eagled the 18th to win by 1. She'd proven she could still win on tour, but the question remained, could she capture another major after everything that happened in 2017? On Sunday, at the 2021 U.S. Women's Open at the Olympic Club, Lexi was right there in the hunt but finished one shot shy of the playoff, after a tough back nine. She'd been close before T2 at the 2019 U.S. Women's Open in Charleston, just 2 shots behind Gangyun Lee, 6, and again in 2022 at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, leading late before finishing 1 behind in Ji Chen. She kept knocking, again and again. What mattered most wasn't the near miss, it was that she never stopped showing up, because resilience isn't a highlight reel. It's not a slow-motion montage with music swelling in the background. It's the quiet decision to show up when no one's watching. For Lexi, that meant grinding through the off weeks, tuning her swing when it felt off, replaying heartbreak in her mind but refusing to let it define her. She rebuilt piece by piece until her routine could carry the noise without letting it steer her. Because the truth is, golf's hardest battles aren't fought on Sundays, they're fought on random Tuesdays. When the crowd is gone, the cameras are off, and the pressure still whispers in your ear. Here's the thing most people miss about resilience. It isn't a highlight reel. It's not a montage with dramatic music playing in the background. It's the quiet, unglamorous choice to show up again after the noise fades. For Lexi, that meant grinding through the weeks when her swing felt just a little off, when her mind kept replaying heartbreak on loop, Instead of hiding behind frustration, she went back to work. She tweaked her grip, refined her wedges, rebuilt her routine until it was strong enough to carry all the noise without letting it steer. Because the truth is, golf's hardest battles don't happen on Sundays. They happen on random Tuesdays, when your swing feels off, when nobody's watching, when all the noise is gone but the pressure stays. So what does Lexi Thompson's career look like after all this? It's not a single chapter. It's a body of work built on consistency, power, and persistence. Since turning professional at just 15, Lexi has earned 11 LPGA Tour titles and one major championship, the 2014 Chevron Championship, where she became one of the youngest major winners in LPGA history. She's represented the U.S. in 7 Solheim Cups for international crowns, and even the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo. Across more than a decade on tour, she's recorded over 90 top 10 finishes, spent years ranked among the world's top 10, and surpassed $14 million in career earnings, making her one of the most successful American golfers of her generation. But the numbers only tell part of her story. What really defines Lexi is her grace under fire, the composure she maintains when the spotlight burns hottest. Her career is a reminder. If you've ever felt like one moment would define you, it won't. The clip is short, but the career is long. The people who last aren't perfect, they're the ones who keep going.